So if I were to ask you what America's favorite sport throughout history is, most people would say that it's baseball. Well, baseball and softball have a lot in common, except for the fact that one is played by boys and one is played by girls. Well, I've played softball all my life, and right now I'm playing at CCC, and I pitch, and right now, for today, I am going to teach you the fundamentals of pitching a softball. So there's four main steps. The first is the wrist flip, the second is the butterfly, the third is the windmill, and the fourth is the full pitch. So to get things started, we're going to go through, and for our wrist flip, that's the most important part. So what you do to get this one down is you just turn sideways. You want to get yourself completely sideways, and you're just going to take your wrist and bring it right next to your stomach and come through and flip. Just like that. So you get a nice backspin on the ball. So you just bring your wrist back, and if you can see better, come back right next to your stomach and flip, just like that. Just like that. So, if you want to practice that, that's the most important part of a pitch. So, after you get done with the wrist flip, after you get your nice backspin on it, you want to come up to the butterfly. And that is just having your hands raised up above your head, and you keep your arms nice and long when you come through. Now this is just an extension of the wrist flip. So what you want to do is you want to come through, down, and you want to kind of paint a half circle with your hand, and then you come through and do your wrist flip again. So to see it this way, we want to come up like this, come through, keep your arms nice and long, come right next to your belly, and there's your flip. So after you get this done, this is called the butterfly. After you get this one done with your wrist flip, we want to move on to the windmill. Now, softball pitching is famous for its windmill pitching. And that just simply means that we go around in a full circle for the pitch, whereas baseball comes overhand like that. So what we want to do for the windmill is, again, stay sideways, and it's just an extension of the butterfly. So instead of starting up here, we want to start down here. Now, what you're going to do is, with ball in hand, you're just going to paint a circle with your hand and come all the way up, all the way down, and then you're going to get to this point that we already went over, and then you're going to come down and do your flip. Just like that. Just simple. So from this view, we're going to come up, draw a big circle, come through, and do our flip. Alright, so after you get that one down, big circle with a flip, our next step is a full pitch. Now, with the full pitch, the only difference is that your shoulders are parallel to the plate. So, what our main focus with this pitch is you want to get from this position to our side position. In order to do that, with this leg, you pivot, and with this leg, you step. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start with our hands together, and we're going to point our hand at our target, and when we bring this arm up for our full circle, we're going to bring this leg up just like it's connected to this hand. So when this hand goes up, this leg comes up. And we come up, and then we pivot with this leg, just like that, till we get to our sideways position, and now we're right back to our butterfly step. And then when we come through, we're just going to get back to our wrist flip. So, to see that one again, we're going to start with our hands together, and our feet are shoulder width apart. So, we come through, we step with our hand and our leg connected, we pivot, get sideways, and come through, and wrist flip. Just like that. There are four really, really simple steps that you can teach your niece, your daughter, your cousin, anybody really. And as softball grows in popularity, so among young girls, That is the fundamentals. Fundamentals are really the most important part. And for all of you guys that are watching who have that niece or cousin or daughter that is interested in softball, this is a really good way to get them started if they ever become interested in being a softball